Hello and welcome to my Mission Maker tutorial. This is going to be the first of many, hopefully. I'm going to try and show you how to use Mission Maker to liven up your lessons. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky, so I'm going to show you some of the basics. Just use my desktop sidebar here to launch the program. So I'll find Mission Maker and launch it. First of all, you'll be presented with this blank screen, and then you'll have the opportunity to make a new game or to load an existing one. Of course, for this purpose we're going to create a completely new game. So click on the new tab and then click on the edit tab to begin editing that new game. First of all, we're brought to a black grid, and this is where we build our virtual world. Above you've got the My Game drop down menu, and this is where you can access any of the things that you've used in your game. Currently there's nothing there, of course, because we haven't done anything yet. Just close that up. Across the top here we've got a viewer, so that we can view all the different types of items that we might use in our game. At the moment it's showing different types of locations, and you can scroll along and see the different ones that you might want to work with. Here under the new drop down menu you've got things like location, props, active props, special effects, door, pickup, character, trigger volume, media and rule. And these are all things that you can again add into your game to add a different level of interactivity. So without confusing you too much, first of all I'm going to go and choose a location for my game, and I'm kind of a big fan of the sci-fi genre, so I'm going to click on the first block of my virtual world and drag it onto the map. Now as soon as I've dropped it down there, I've just clicked and dragged that on there. If I want to rotate that block, all I do is click on it once, twice, 3 times until it gets to the position that I want it in. Okay. Now you'll notice that at the very edges of each corridor piece you have a rather thicker red line. Now that indicates that this is where the doorways would be. Now if I wanted just to demonstrate that, I'm just going to click the play button and I can actually go into my game and have a look at it from the player's perspective. Okay, now I'm right clicking. The way I navigate around these games is slightly different to some other users, but I use the mouse and the arrow keys to navigate. So I'm going to right click and hold the right click button and then just rotate round to have a look, and you'll see there that the 2 doors or potential doors are sealed. Now if I walk towards them in preview mode, I can't go through them because there's nowhere to go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now let's just come out of this preview mode and press escape. Okay, now you'll notice now that what was my map is now preview mode, and I can still look in preview mode. I can just swap back by changing the view. Click the swap displays button and I've got my map back. As I said before, the rather thick red lines indicate where doors would go, and they were closed when we tried to test them. However, if you add interconnecting rooms, then you can travel between those rooms no problem. So I'm going to make a simple map now, and I do recommend for any teachers or students, if you're just getting started with Mission Maker, make a simple map to begin with. You can always go back and edit it as you get more confident with the game. If you make a huge map, what tends to happen is you get lost, you add lots of props, make lots of doors, get lost and forget to add actions that will change the game. So start small, that's my advice. I'm just going to build a really small little circuit here. I'm just dragging the pieces down and rotating them as need be. Okay, I am going to change this map slightly, so there's a real small circuit. Okay, now if I just go into the preview mode again, I should be able to walk right from here, which is where my character starts, this little yellow icon, and walk all the way around the virtual world. Press play, and here we are. Okay, so I'm now going to make a complete circuit of my rather small and boring world. Oops. Okay, I'm just using the arrow keys to navigate and the right click mouse button to look around. I'm holding the mouse button and I'm just moving the mouse up and down, left and right to look around. And to actually move my character, I'm just using the arrow keys on the keyboard. Okay, there we go. So I'm sort of back where I started now, and if you look carefully at these intersections here where there seems to be a door frame, this is where I want to add my first door. So I'm going to press escape and go back into the editor and change the view again. Okay, just to make sure I'm in the right place, and I am. So I'm going to change the view again so that I'm back in preview mode, and I'm going to look at the place where I want to put my first door, which is there. Alright, I'm going to go forward a little bit. Now I'm going to go up to the new menu and choose door from the drop down menu, and now I'm presented with a range of different types of door. Well, let's have a little mystery in our life. So I'm going to click on the sci-fi door and drag it into position. Simply let go once you're happy, and the door is there. Now if we were to play this game right this second, we couldn't open that door as it stands. In preview mode, however, in this mode, I can walk right through it. See? Which is good, because whilst you're building the game, it just allows you to see all around your environment. However, the player playing the game would not be able to walk through that door as it stands. What we need to do is add some interactivity, and these interactivity are called actions. Okay, so the door is selected. It says here sci-fi door. Now the properties are displayed in this window here. Okay, now we need actions, so I'm going to click on the actions button there, and now you'll notice that the options have changed. Now, what do we want this door to do? Well, just to begin with, let's start simple. I want the door to open. So I'm going to click on the open row here and click on the play button, and that will show some options to me. Okay, so I want the door to open. How do I want it to open? It shows a list of trigger types. Trigger types are things that will make the door open. So just to begin with, I'm going to say I want the door to open if an object is clicked. So I'm looking here, type 2, object clicked, and press play. You'll notice down at the bottom the trigger has changed. So is clicked, sci-fi door opens. So what has to be clicked for the sci-fi door to open? Well, that would be the activator. So something has to be an activator, i.e. something has to be clicked for the door to open. And just to keep it nice and simple for the first tutorial, I want the sci-fi door to open if it is clicked. So I say click on the sci-fi door, and that makes my rule editor here say if sci-fi door is clicked, sci-fi door opens. If that sounds right, and it does, what I'm going to do is accept that rule. Any rules that I want to bring into the game, I must click this tick to accept the rule. If I make a mistake, click the X and that will close it. Okay, so I'm going to accept the rule. Rule accepted. You'll see this purple box telling you your rule's been accepted, and now I can test that rule out. I'm going to click the play, and I shall look round and I should be able to see my door. There it is. Now, with any luck, if I click on it, it should open. And there we go, and I can proceed to the next room.